So with the next Speaker of the House still very much up in the air, Tuesday's election will set the tone for how the new GOP majority will legislate. Will there be a call for bipartisanship, a push for investigations and accountability, stonewalling of Biden's agenda, and what will it all mean for Americans? Let's ask Fox News contributor Tomi Lahren, one of our favorites, certainly one of my favorites. Happy New Year, Tomi. All right, you never lack for words and opinions. What's your expectation going into this 118th Congress?
Unfortunately, I, like a lot of the American people, have low expectations, but I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic. We want Republicans to do something. That is the biggest thing. Please, for the love of God, do something. And I want to start out with, what we expect to be Speaker McCarthy. I am not his biggest fan. I will readily admit that to you. However, I think that there are a lot of Republicans like myself out there that are craving some unity within our party. The Democrats always fall in line. They always cheerlead for one another when push comes to shove. But for some reason, we are unable to do that. Now, I understand the pearl clutching. I understand these 5 or 4 holdouts that want to get what they want to get. And they've done a good job of having McCarthy make some concessions. However, we want to see unity within this party. We need unity within this party because we have this majority in the House alone. We do not have the White House. We do not have the Senate. Please, let's get together, Republicans, on a united front.
Well, that's the whole idea. I think it's part of the DNA. I actually think that Democrats are much more like lemmings, that they believe in big government and centralized government. So when Nancy Pelosi says do something, or Chuck Schumer, they just do it. Whereas Republicans believe in self-determination. They believe in making their own decisions. So it's really hard to get everybody moving in the same direction. But I think with big, weighty ideas like locking down our border and border enforcement and balancing budgets and doing those basic things, yeah, I mean, how can we not get united on those things?
Yeah, it needs to be freedom and America first. That is something that every Republican worth the R behind their name should stand for. So we have to make sure that those are big priorities. I will also say this. There are a lot of conservatives, a lot of Republicans out there that want to see some investigations happen. We want to see that accountability. We want Fauci to be called to the table. We want big tech to be called to the table, the DOJ, the FBI. I mean, the list is very long. However, we have to explain to the American people why these investigations are worth our time and worth our taxpayer dollars. If we don't do that, we're going to be no better than the Democrats and the January 6th panel. We have to explain to the American people why these investigations are important. And if we're unable to do that, the American people are going to see this as a waste of time, energy, and resources, which goes along with my other point. Messaging. There's a lot of things that we need to do legislatively. There's a lot of things we need to do when it comes to reducing inflation, making sure our economy gets back up and running the way it's supposed to, fighting some of this radical Green New Deal type agenda, and of course securing our southern border. But if we do not message, and I mean as a Republican Party as a whole, if we are unable to message to the American people why they should care, we will lose and we will not win another election. It is really up to us to be better at our messaging. And also, like I said at the start, Jason, we got to do something. That's the very important part of this.
Yeah, amen to both those, because if you explain from your heart why you believe what you believe and explain to them why you're looking at, then you can blow past the so-called traditional media because they're already going to put their spin on it. They're already going to try to delegitimize anything that's done with investigations. And you can tell them they've already probably written all those headlines every step of the way. Tomi Lahren, you're one of the best. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on The Next Revolution. We appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.